On this week's Celts in the Caribbean, we're going to be talking about
Frat boys gone wild.
the people getting off on COVID-19 nasal swabs,
A Thai man reviving a baby elephant.
an asteroid worth 70,000 times the global GDP,
KFC launching a new console that keeps your chicken warm.
and brother farts on somebody's toothbrush.
Enjoy.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone.
Welcome to Celts in the Caribbean, our first episode of 2021.
Very exciting.
And what a shit show it's been already. We're only on day 2. Fucking hell. Happy New Year, everyone. I think we retained our title as Bonair's #1 podcast. Have you had the email yet?
I didn't, but no, I think it was pretty close, considering we were the only ones at this point. So
Yeah, the post can be slow, so I'll keep an eye out. But I'm pretty sure we'll retain that title. So we hope everybody had a good Hogmanay, good Christmas.
a good hit, nanny.
So we're only day 2 of January so far, and I've got some cracking stories for everybody this evening,
I'm excited, Alan.
or for whatever time you're listening to this nonsense. I'm ready to delve straight in. I'm
for
excited.
it.
All right.
Balls to the wall.
This actually happened on Christmas Eve, but it sounds like a New Year's Eve story, so I'm going to start with it. But man legally changes his name to Celine Dion while drunk. Says he doesn't remember a thing. So,
And how? Oh my god!
so this lad was.
Can you just do this shit on the internet now?
Yeah. So this is from the UK actually. What's my news source? Complex.com, that classic news channel. I've been spending a little bit more time on Facebook I've had a bit more time
on complex.com.
So my news sources are a bit more diverse than the BBC this week. So I had been trying to cut down on Facebook, but seeing as I got a little bit addicted again over Christmas.
Gosh, you're doing fuck all.
I was
Sitting on your
doing
turkey ass. And
nothing but watching Netflix and changing my name to Celine Dion.
Nice. And what happened?
So he was watching. Celine Dion apparently did a TV holiday concert on Christmas Eve. She's we all know she's from Canada. We had a technical issue earlier that took like 2 hours to fix, so we're pretty heavy into the beers already.
I would agree with that. Yes.
I needed some lubrication in order to get my creative juices flowing to figure out the problem.
Turns out the problem didn't need lubrication, though. It was just
Yeah.
a fucking problem.
There we go. So, Thomas Dodd. Okay, so he's from England. Was just infatuated with Celine Dion on Christmas Eve. Was drinking a bottle of champagne, enjoying it, and a few days later, so it must be pretty quick, got a letter in the post from Depot, just confirming that his name was now Celine Dion for £89. Apparently, you can do it online. That is dangerous information for us to be putting out there.
Awful.
But 89 quid. And he says he genuinely has absolutely no memory of doing it. But I wonder what you need to put in, because could this...
Surely there's more than just like, you want to change your name? Yes, Celine Dion. Thank you for the purchase.
Yeah, can I just go online and change your name? Like, what kind of documents do you need? Like, what do I need to take out of your wallet tonight in order to have you be Johnny Rotten tomorrow, or Miley Cyrus? I'm going to call you Miley Cyrus.
All those $100 bills, y'all.
Oh, just make it rain to Depot. Like,
that's what you have to get through to even get to the cards.
But you would have thought that'd be a great practical joke, just changing your mates' names. Like, it'd be an absolute pain in the arse, I'd imagine.
I think it was a pretty good practical joke, but that's a pretty evil joke at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, even when we change an address here on Bonair, it takes about 3 to 4 years before they even change your address. So I wonder how they would catch up with that.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, I did get so I went in to get a new gas cylinder the other day. So on Bonaire, you can't just pick one up. Like, it has to get sent to Curacao to get filled up. It's like, it takes 2 weeks. It's a whole process. But I went in, and so I've lived here for over 3 years. And I went in, and I've been in there once every 2 months for the 3 years. And they were like, oh, your house is still in the name of the last person. And finally I got around to it. And I was like, okay, fine. And they changed the name. Blah, blah, blah. Went through this whole process. Didn't take long, but like 15 minutes. I got the paperwork, and my surname was Bum. I was like,
Alan Bum.
Alan Bum. I was like, where? What? So I just
Do you
accepted
think it was like
it.
an autocorrect mistake?
I don't know. Like, I literally handed her over my license. I don't know. I won't tell you my last name in case all your adoring fans find me on Facebook. But yeah, I was a little bit upset by that, but not enough to care or change it. And I was like,
yeah, your last name is enough. Alan Bumter.
Yeah. Bum titty wank. So it's really a bit better. But yeah. So that's my first story of the evening. What else are we talking about, Mac?
I was going to start off with the US frat house that got busted in the US for drug trafficking.
Oh, shit.
So we all know the frat houses. We all know the movies. We've all watched the movies. There's an American Pie. There's fucking Old School.
From which my experiences, they're all nonsense. Well, I went to one frat party in Berkeley.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Signa new brothers. It was not as I expected. There was like a frat mother who's like a kind of like
lady who cleans up the house.
Yeah, exactly, and makes sure that nobody's underage drinking and like keeps everybody in order.
Yeah.
And the rooms were ridiculous. Like when I was at uni, I was like living on like a cold can of beans and had like a shitty little TV and my Nokia 3310 and a single bed. These rooms were fucking king-size beds. Yeah, they all had like 60-inch televisions with whatever the latest console was. And I was like,
ball game, man.
What is going on?
College is a little different, I think.
Oh, you poor student.
Yeah, you poor students. Yeah, well, in Ireland, it was always like, oh, you're a student. You can't afford it. Like, and then whenever you hear about this kind of shit, you go, oh my God, that's insane.
And apparently it's because they're all drug traffickers.
Well, this one, it's a really crazy story, to be honest. Like, no, it's not allegedly. 21 people have been arrested over it. So these guys were importing, I suppose it's importing drugs from California to North Carolina. And they were taking 2 kilos of cocaine and 200 pounds of marijuana each week.
Were they just driving it?
Don't know how it was delivered, but this was a weekly thing, man. So like that's an insane amount of drugs.
So I guess it's coming up through Tijuana, it's getting into
California and then making its way over. And then these guys were becoming like distributors for the area, not just for parties. Because like, I mean, you watch Bad Neighbor with Zac Efron and fucking Seth Rogen, and it's like, yeah, they have all the party drugs and this, that, and the other. And it just seems like kind of fun and not an issue because it's just the people who are in the house and they're only doing it for parties and this, that, and the other. But it was an actual drug ring that they busted. Because if you're taking 2 kilos of coke a week, that's enormous, man.
That's huge, yeah.
Yeah. So these guys were busted and they were importing cannabis, cocaine, LSD, ecstasy, shrooms, steroids, and muscle, human growth hormones.
That's quite a menu.
Yeah. Holy
quite
shit.
Quite a tasting menu.
Yeah, just a bit of a tasting menu. So, but I loved how they put it. They said, these drug pushers infiltrated these these frat houses and then use the frat house to just push their drugs. But the other part of it is probably like that they just were in the frat house and people were like, hey, can you get drugs? And they were like, yeah, let me check it out. And then set up a connection. Like, it doesn't seem like a fucking Scooby bastard down the street who's standing on a corner selling drugs. It's like,
yeah,
let me get into the North Carolina University so as I can sell drugs.
I don't know what the street value of cocaine is, but that seems like some serious
it's
zeros.
Actually,
like it's
yeah,
not,
it doesn't have a street value of any of the stuff, but yeah, it does have a quantity, and so and that's the quantity. So it's a lot. So yeah, having fun at college.
Another good way to make money is there's a company called My Baggage. And they are selling authentic air for those of you that are stuck abroad, the expatriates that are. So they're selling air from England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Now I've seen little cans of air. It's like buy a cow fart or something stupid, and like it's a $2 stocking filler. This is $33 for like a little thing that looks like a bottle of water. The size of a bottle of water, and they're like milking people for $33.
How do you know when your air has run out?
I guess you just really get one blast of it, and you just want to. I don't know if they've flavored the air with like heather from Scotland.
No, but you know what I mean. Like you open the bottle and then
roses,
and then you say to your friend, "Hey, smell that? Is it already gone?"
Maybe, but like so. What would be it would be heather from Scotland, roses from England, Welsh, like a nice sheep,
a nice wet sheep,
and Ireland probably a potato, I'd imagine. No, but
yeah,
just get you hungry.
A scented potato,
potato.
Yeah, the Yankee Candle potato version is really good.
Yeah, $33, and we can find out.
Oh my God, that's so ridiculous.
I did check our Patreon account to see if we hit the $1 million last.
Did we get enough for at least a 6-pack yet?
Not even a 6-pack of air, mate.
Oh my God.
That's why we keep having these technical issues. We'd be much more sober if we were able to produce this a bit better. But it's all good.
Yeah, I would say that the opposite. If you were buying me beer, it might be a different story. Did you see the guy who lost a $340,000 painting in Dusseldorf airport?
I think that passed over me a little bit.
Yeah, because
the last few days have been a little bit blurry, I'll be honest.
This poor bastard was traveling and took this very expensive painting with him. He wrapped it in cardboard.
Was he trying to sell it, or did he just want to take it on holiday and enjoy it?
It actually doesn't say it in the story, but whether or not he was selling it or just moving it to his house somewhere else is a different story. But he had packaged it in cardboard, and he must have set it down and forgot about it, as you do with a $340,000 painting. And the cleaners of the airport picked it up. Then ensues chaos in his mind. So he's like frantically looking for the painting, can't find it. He goes to the airport authorities, they can't help him. And he contacts his nephew in Belgium, who immediately, I love the nephew for how balls to the wall he is. He's just like, yep, sweet, I'm on the next plane. So he got a flight from Belgium to Dusseldorf immediately. And when he got there, he took control of the situation and asked had anyone actually checked the recycling. They said, no, not yet. And as soon as they checked the recycling, at the bottom of the recycling bin was this...
that seems strange.
It does.
Surely the cleaner would take that to... I feel like that somebody's trying to smuggle that out of the airport. Like that would go to Lost and Found. Like that's not
you wouldn't so, right?
Like if it was still wrapped, that's not or it's a
if
painting.
If you accidentally left it in a recycling bin, I could understand it. But
if he left it in the recycling,
exactly. I'm with you. Like
that's somebody. That's suspect. That's somebody trying to smuggle that out of the airport for sure. Thinking possibly didn't know what it was or the value of it, but thinking, oh, that'll look nice on my mantelpiece. It was
from a surrealist, and it actually looks really great. I like surreal art, so kind of Vector Brigado or whatever your
name some other ones for me.
Salvador Dali.
What's your top 5 favorite surrealist artists?
Vector Brigado and Salvador Dali. This is like that time I told you how much I love Celtic, and then you were like, "Did you see how they done today?"
I bring that up like every week now.
You do, and you think I'd be more prepared for questions like this?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take you from the heights of surrealist arts and questioning your ability to name 5 surreal artists to I'm going to bring us back down to the basement because that's where I live.
That is where you live.
I'm gonna skip the headline here
because it's too hard to read.
It's very long. Some big words in there.
More than 5 words.
This one is from Cleveland.com and it's the community news. This is how much time I've had the last few days. I am delving deep. So this is from Highland Heights, Ohio. Oh God, I can't. We're only 10 minutes in and I can barely read. It's not a good start. Okay. A woman 18 reported at 12:39 p.m. on December the 20th that her brother had farted on her toothbrush. Now, officers learned the... See this?
Did they get to the bottom of that?
Oh! Officer learned the woman was not at home and had called from a different city in an effort to irritate her brother. She was advised not to contact police for frivolous issues. I love this. Like, just a great little story.
Yeah, just a little ditty in there.
Just a little. Just squeeze that in between the quality.
Did anything happen to her? Did they go like, when you come back, you're fucked?
Seriously, that was the whole thing. It's just one paragraph in a local paper about the community.
Did you see the KFC has launched a new gaming console with a chicken warmer?
Oh, I did have this on here. And this was thought to have been a hoax, like just a marketing plot.
But it turns out it's not.
It looks like it's actually getting released.
Not. It's up there with the KFC and Crocs introducing a brand of footwear with the KFC or the fucking fried chicken.
Yeah, you stick fried Crocs. Chicken on your Crocs.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
So yeah, there's no.
How much LSD are they doing in
I don't know.
KFC marketing headquarters right now?
When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, what's going to happen to the gaming console?" Because like all these serious gamers have like serious setups with multiple fans, and it's just this. Yeah. It's enormous, like, right? I mean, once they get seriously into it, there's like a fan for this computer and so on and so forth. So I was like, how are they going to do it with the overheating of heating chicken? But what they're doing is they're using the overheating of the console to heat the chicken, which I thought was fucking genius.
So, yes.
Good for you, KFC.
So last episode we spoke about their... I can't remember the name of it, but the little mini movie they made with AC Slater from Saved by the Bell. And we said we were going to go and watch it after the show. Did you watch it? No, I didn't watch it either.
No, it's a love story. I couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I might get this console. I've been trying to get the new Xbox, and it's been out for 2 months, and I've
supposedly the console plays all the games that the other consoles have released. So yeah,
they can't. You can't get the licensing for that. I'm going to call
why not
bullshit on. They're going to get the licensing to be able to play both Sony and PlayStation and Sony PlayStation and Xbox games.
Yeah, but the one that we talked about the last week with the super glitches and stuff was released on Sony and Xbox.
That's true. I guess maybe they're operating.
What was that one called?
That was.
This is from two true gamers right now.
Yeah, mate. This episode specifically, we can't try and think about anything that isn't right in front of me.
Sounds great.
They did pull that game completely off of.
Put your chicken in the console. Eat it as you go.
Eat your chicken. Talking about chicken. No, I don't have anything else on chicken. Which is I usually have at least one chicken nugget related story. But
in whose fucking universe is that true?
I have a COVID-19 story.
No shit. Yeah. They're so few and far between these days. How did you come across such a thing?
I've been avoiding them for months, but this one's pretty good. This one comes from the Rolling Stone magazine.
Okay.
Now, there is a group of people, probably quite a niche group of people, they're getting off on the COVID-19 swabs. So they're getting a little bit of a sexual rumble in the jungle from getting the nasal swab stuck up there. Because it's like one of those areas that you don't usually, I don't think I've ever.
Sexually?
You don't think about sexually, and you rarely stick anything that far up. But it's called a nussy. So nussy is the term for you playing with your nose. And apparently there's some unexpected pleasures of hardcore nussy simulation.
Yeah?
Apparently. This is not coming from personal. I've not had a test. Oh, so
I had a test. I can't. It wasn't that sexually arousing.
No. Oh, have you you've been COVID tested?
Yeah.
Not even a little. It didn't move at all. There was no like.
No, I haven't got the test back either yet, but it's good.
Ah, good. Well, I'm glad one of our microphones wasn't working.
I'm glad we're sharing like mic to
4 feet.
No, this was like 2 months ago. I was tested.
So the term is nussy, and people are talking about getting nussy railed is the cool phrase on the streets.
The cool phrase on the streets?
Yeah, you know me. I'm on the pulse. I'm on the pulse of the kids and the millennials.
Oh my God. This is so niche. It's like fucking 10 people in the whole of the US who are getting nussied. But that's the cool term on the street.
Talking about kids, Netherland Ranch got sold.
Neverland,
yeah. Michael Jackson's old
lair.
Shady base, the biggest basement in the world.
Yeah.
It went for a quarter of its asking price. So it went for 22 million. But I mean, that thing's fucking massive.
Yeah, it's a big area.
Yeah. Finding Neverland probably didn't help. That must have been a tough job for the real estate agent. It was I don't know anything about the previous owner.
It's not called Finding Neverland. The documentary, it's not called Finding Neverland.
It's not? It's something like that. What's Finding Neverland? Finding Neverland is something.
With Johnny Depp as...
is that like a Peter Pan one?
Yeah, it's the Peter Pan with Barry.
It was called Getting Bummed by Michael, I think.
There we go.
That's the one.
Bummed by Michael. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why we don't release any documentaries about sensitive subjects.
Allegedly
sensitive subjects. Did you see the Thai man who revived a baby elephant with CPR?
Yes.
Did I take another one of your stories?
No, I just remembered seeing it and it didn't make it into my list this week.
Yeah, he was like...
It's just nice. That's 2 weeks in a row. We've got nice stories.
Exactly. This was really cool. The guy was like a paramedic off duty and with other buddies who were paramedics. And they came across a motorcycle accident in northern Thailand. And the motorcycle had hit the baby elephant. The baby elephant had as much as died, I suppose. And so the guy gets out of his vehicle immediately and starts reviving the elephant with CPR, just chest compressions for 10 minutes. And Yeah, like in the story, you think like, oh, that's so fantastic and stuff. I also forget about the poor bastard who just crashed into a fucking elephant.
Oh, he died. Like they didn't even bother to look.
No. His mates took care of him, and there was actually nothing wrong with him. Just his bike was all fucked up. But so he managed to revive the elephant after 10 minutes of chest compressions, and they moved the elephant to a nearby site so as they could further administer like veterinary help. I think a local vet came out.
Did you do CPR through the trunk?
No. So it was just chest compressions. He done only chest compressions for 10 minutes. That's fucking exhausting, man. That's seriously exhausting. So hey,
he must have really had to like.
Yeah, so it was really interesting. He was like, I've never revived an elephant before. I've revived many humans, but I looked at the diaphragm of the elephant, figured out where the heart might be from there, and just went for it. And that's what he did. Yeah, to massage the heart back.
And he was a doctor, or
he was a paramedic. Yeah.
See, these are the kind of guys that I'd ask advice from for about COVID-19. Not all you fuckers on Facebook that are like, oh, this is the guy that can work out where the fucking diaphragm on
heart is.
Yeah. I want you to be able to do that before you come with me with your opinions on anything.
But the poor bastard in the middle of it, like, starts hearing the other family of the family of elephants calling out for the young, and so he started to get really freaked out. That's why it was moved so quickly.
Oh, in case like mum comes back and sees the wrong.
It's like elephants themselves, even if they're not a family, if they become a group, become like kind of dangerous together,
just
because
step on you if you think you murdered their child.
But they're really, really loyal animals to each other. You know, it's I don't know. If anyone ever has a chance,
give CPR to an elephant.
No, but there's a fantastic refuge outside of Chiang Mai, and it's run by this lady called Pi Song, and it's fantastic. You get to go there, and it's like all the elephants that every bastard has ever ridden. You know, like the ones that are all in the city that are being like really mistreated. Some of them have like 3 legs, 2 legs, and stuff like that. It's fucked up. And then there's also like healthy, and then they have offspring, and you get to like wash them, and they just roam. It's kind of like Jurassic Park when you're out. It's just like fucking jungle, no matter where you look. And you go down to the river, you stand in the river with them, and you throw buckets of water. And
that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
it is really important, like. Because I've been fucked by
the elephant.
The elephant. No, it is important to do a lot of due diligence and research for these things. Because I went to one where I thought it was in Thailand, and I thought I'd done a lot of research and looked for like. There's so many of them that they just put eco in front now, and like the refuge is really overly used as well. And I went and did the elephant washing thing, which was awesome, but. They were also like allowing other people like on a different thing to ride the elephants, which that's not okay. So it was like, and I'd spent a lot of time making sure that I'd chosen something that was right, and it just ended up.
The guys who tame the elephants, the mammoths. I'm sure I'm.
No, that sounds pretty.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm like butchering it, but what they did at this refuge center was like. They took people who were mammoths, and they gave them accommodation and a decent wage, and they turned them into someone who wasn't doing the mass tourism of the elephant riding and so on. So instead of that, they just literally took care of the elephants. So there was like one mammoth per elephant kind of thing, and they lived in little cottages all around the place. Honestly, it was an insanely good experience. Like when you got up in the morning, the elephants where they slept was right behind our house. And like in the morning, it was just like trumpet while you're showering. And then you go out and they're just like walking around and grazing. And in some parts, they didn't even close it off. So it was like, they just went to like uninhabited jungle.
That's what I wanted. And that's what I thought I had researched. But this was like 10 odd years ago. I think it's a little bit easier to find the right places now, like looking at reviews and stuff.
I think about 9 years ago we went to there, and that was run by Peace Song, and that was really
researching
really
than me. I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Right. I asked you to grab a couple of glasses at the start of this.
You did,
and your little eyes lit up with excitement.
They sure
didn't
did.
know, because sometimes I just bring a little treat, and boy, have I got a treat for you this week.
God, when you say it like that, I'm not sure. I'm excited.
Are you ready?
Why'd you bring out 2 fucking glasses after you tell me to get glasses?
Well, I brought plastic ones and glasses out of.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Oh God!
No, this is a homemade growler.
What is it?
This
is the stout that you were making.
Yeah, this is my home brew.
Holy fuck! Put the Corona aside.
There we go. So we've made this is the first batch of Celts in the Caribbean number 1 home brew on. I did try a couple of beers, just to make sure it wasn't poison. It's not poisonous.
No, but it does look like oil.
Yeah.
It looks like fucking motor oil.
It didn't pour with much of a head there.
No.
And I have added it, like, I figured this would be like, brewing stuff in a cherry barrel.
It smells good, though. It's kind of sweet.
Well, I left some maple syrup in the bottom just to take away the taste. The nose was, fuck it. It smelled like Yeti's butthole. But
all right.
Now with a bit of maple syrup in there, it takes off the cheers. I mean, it's not terrible.
That's all right.
It's all right.
It's kind of licorice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there aniseed with it, or?
No, it was just an Irish stout, and then with a bit of maple syrup.
It's quite tasty.
It's not bad. Oh, sorry for the squeak.
And what's the percentage?
That I don't know. I got the little.
So if we go blind tonight, we know what
it could be anywhere between. I don't think it's going to be any more than 5%.
Okay.
Or it could be 0. Could just be a delicious.
Could be just a delicious treacle.
Yeah, I got I'm new to home brewing, and I got the little thing that shows you how much alcohol it is in it. But I was meant to measure it before I started, and then you measure it at the end, and the difference tells you how much the percentage. But I didn't do either. So.
God! Well, it tastes good.
So, yeah. It's
good for you.
If you shit yourself, I apologize.
I'm definitely going to shit myself, but yeah.
But it is. We've got a full gallon of this stuff to get through.
Oh, how exciting! I have a SodaStream machine next door. Do you think we can add some carbonation to the bottle?
Oh, I reckon we could.
No, I'm serious about that. We should do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was bubbly when I put it in there.
Oh, really? But like it was carbonated from the fermentation, or did you add extra?
No, like it fermented. It's just really hard to keep it cool in this climate. That was the pit. I had to cover it in ice morning and night, and it was a fucking ball ache. But anyway, luckily I've got this delicious reward.
I think it's pretty good.
It's all right.
Don't be hard on yourself. It's good.
I've got a quick shout out just because you had a nice story. I've got a nice story here as well. Just a wee shout out to Becky Hammond. So congratulations on becoming the first woman to lead a
bobsleigh team,
basketball team, baseball team. No, what's the one with the bouncing? Basketball.
There you go.
So she is the new manager of the San Antonio Spurs. So
first female manager
in the NBA. Yeah, wow. So good for her. She looks quite like I would not. I can't score for shit, but if she told me to go and score a 3-pointer from the halfway line, I'd go and do it. She looks like a committed manager. Like a little bit scary. But
yeah, I would say a lot scary. That's a pretty scary picture.
A little bit scary. But congratulations, Becky.
Congratulations,
Crush
Becky.
it. Crush it.
Did you see Boris Johnson's dad is going for French citizenship?
I love that story.
Isn't that great?
Even his own father thinks he's a fucking.
Even his own father was just like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here.
You have fucked this country. I am going to France."
What's their connection? Is he actually French? Like
Boris Johnson's dad's mother, is French.
Yeah.
So Boris Johnson's grandmother is French. Yeah,
and that's the connection.
That's the connection. So that's how he can apply for a French passport. And
okay.
I mean, fucking hell. It just. I think his brother hates him as well, does he not?
I don't know, but they look exactly alike, and his father looks really like him too.
Or am I getting my politics mixed up? I think it's fuck it. Whether it's his brother or his dad or like it just yeah.
Yeah, an absolute bell end. But yeah, I thought that was really hilarious that his dad is like, yeah, so Brexit has passed. I'm moving to France, son, and I'm getting my citizenship. The fuck? Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I mean, I can see that from. I'm trying to think of an analogy where a father thinks the son is messed up a little bit. It's like maybe like some kind of science project or whatever. And you're like, oh, well. Or like this home economics where he brings back a cake and he tries a little bit and it's like, good try, son, but I'm not going to eat this. This is on a next level where it's like, oh, you fucked up the entire country. I'm leaving.
Yeah, exactly. This is very next level. Passive aggressiveness.
I feel like Boris Johnson may need some psychological counseling after he's going to have some serious daddy issues if he doesn't already. Daddy, love me, daddy.
If we stay in the same realm of people with fucking European roots kind of milking it, we got the Hilaria Baldwin story.
Oh, that was a strange one. What'd you make of that?
I think who gives a fuck?
I agree.
I'm like, who gives a fuck?
I don't care if she's got Spanish origins or her real name is Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. It's just such a nonsense story. The fact that I'm talking about it is also nonsense. I'm
upset this is on your list.
I understand that entirely.
So this is Alec Baldwin's wife, who has become a bit of an Instagram sensation or something. She's a
yoga teacher.
That's right. Yeah,
she's a yoga teacher and influencer, and she's by all accounts a lovely lady. But
she go for beers with her.
No,
invite her around. She can have some of my home brew.
Yeah, I don't know if she wants.
No, I only drink sangria. And,
yeah, exactly. But yeah. No, she speaks with a Spanish accent, yet, according to many people, when they talk to her, she also speaks with a very American accent.
Yeah, it sounds like it was her school friends who were like, as
her
I know her, Hillary.
called her out and were like, this lady does not speak with a Spanish accent. I went to school with her for years.
Yeah.
She was a prep schooler in Boston who spoke really preppy English, like with a fucking slant to it.
I mean, accents can change. Like,
yeah.
So that's maybe a thing. And I've definitely met a lot of people, especially like kind of army brats, which is an affectionate term. That, like when they've bounced around a lot and they've got a kind of messy accent. So, but this doesn't sound like she then went and lived in Spain for years after. It sounded like she was just maybe born there and spent.
Yeah, so that's the funny part, right? So her PR company has put it out a couple of years ago that she was born in Mallorca and she grew up partially in Spain and then moved to the US.
Mm-hmm.
She herself says she was born in Boston and she grew up in Boston.
Yeah.
So then there's the total disconnect between those two things.
The story mixes up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. But the other point is, who really gives a fuck?
I really don't care.
I mean, we got some homebrew. Fuck it. If you're married to Alec Baldwin, I'm sure you need to pretend to be someone else.
I'd go for a beer with Alec Baldwin.
I would go for a beer. I'm sure Alec Baldwin would go for a fucking beer with anyone. But like, by the sounds, he's like a raging alcoholic. The videos that you see of him are drunkenly shouting abuse at photographers.
Oh, I've not seen that.
No,
I did watch a roast of him, and I think it was Nikki Glazier, and I was like, because he does have a lot of fucked up stories associated with Alec Baldwin. I think that mainly revolve around his daughter Ireland,
yeah,
and
that she's super vocal on Twitter and like just calls dad out all the time.
Yeah, he seems to be a bit of a bellend. I'd go fucking. Like
I'm not. I would love to go for a beer with him, but
if I didn't go for beers with bellends, I'd be on my own the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be having a Saturday night. Hey. No, but there's a really good one where he's like just crossed the street, like someone's taking a picture of him, like crosses the street and like confronts the guy and threatens to kick the shit out of him, and he just looks inebriated. It's Alec.
Yeah. I can see that being tiring, getting photos taken of you the whole time.
I would say so too.
I have a little story here from Colorado. It's from back in 2009. But in 2009, a U.S. couple told the world that their son had been carried away by a balloon, like kind of up-esque style. So that he'd held on to a load of helium balloons.
People believe that
and
shit.
Floated away. Do you remember this story at all? Just a cheeky little 11 years ago. But it became a big thing. And like rescue services scrambled. They were out there trying to save him. And they spent hours and probably tons of money with helicopters and all this kind of shit. Denver International Airport was temporarily shut down in case he got sucked into a jet engine or something. And then so there was a balloon and it eventually landed in a field, but there was no sign of the kid.
He was found at Neverland whenever they bought it.
Then he found them in Neverland.
That's not the story.
That's not the story. But so essentially, like the kids miraculously appeared, and then the parents were going on talk shows and all this kind of stuff. And the kid was directly asked, I think this was on Larry King.
Oh, God.
And so they eventually found the kid hiding in the attic. And like, so they said, oh, he must have run home after blah, 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 blah. And so he was directly asked about being hiding at home. And he turned to his dad and said, you guys told me that we did this for the show. So it came out that it was
oh my God.
It was all a hoax, and they were just trying to get kind of internet famous or whatever, but the story here.
Oh my God.
They served a month in jail, and she was filed 20 days she was in jail for 20 days for filing a false report. Yep. And they had a fine of $36,000. But the story why it's come up again is because they've been pardoned, and the Colorado governor has pardoned them from anything. So it's been 13 years. They're ready to move on, and it's the New Year pardon.
Oh wow, but that's pretty cool because I had never heard this story before.
There you go. Claimed their son floated away on a helium balloon.
Oh my God. Ridiculous story. Did you see 2,500 people attended a rave in France?
I've been seeing a lot of those stories pop up recently. Just like parties.
Yeah, this was
nobody invited me to one.
Yeah, exactly. You need a secret handshake.
Just fucking sitting at home.
2,500 people attending a rave in Brittany, and it attracted so many people from outside of France. So there's a huge amount of British people at it, as well as Spanish.
Were just in the area, or are they?
I don't know, because people were moving from like. Okay, because I also had the same.
Maybe they were come from Switzerland, because apparently like 200 Brits got put into quarantine and then disappeared overnight. Like they all like ran away from the ski resort, and the hotel only found out because they were like the food wasn't getting taken out from outside.
Wow. I didn't hear that at all. But what makes me think a little bit like that, what you're saying, is that, so 2,500 people, they're British, Spanish, and then there's like, it's supposed to be a big ass party from New Year's Eve that's going to go to Tuesday. Like, that's a 6-day party. It was nonstop.
Like, so more of a festival.
Yeah, like
is your voice going?
A little bit, yeah.
Is that my home brew? Is like rotting our vocal cords?
Totally.
It's like sticking to my throat.
Yeah, it's a little bit molasses like.
That's maybe the motor oil I put in there for that extra
looks like
kick.
Motor oil. So a lot of people from Spain and the UK involved in it. And they wouldn't yield to police whenever they came. So there was like scuffles with police and so on. So the police actually didn't arrest them. What they did was they created a cordon around the area, so as whenever people left it, they could be like ushered into vans or arrested or whatever, so as they could be then quarantined.
Okay.
So like, I think it was a pretty cool way to do it, like to not just go in and bust it up, and then just be like, all right, everyone in the back of the police van now. You know what I mean? They fined 1,200 people.
Do you know what the fines were?
No, it didn't say.
Was it $10? Because I know some of the fines in the UK are like it's 10,000 a pop if you.
No, I don't think it was that. There was like 1,200 fines issued. All the DJ equipment and everything like that was confiscated whenever they were leaving.
Jesus, what's the DJ going to do now? I guess he's back to little.
Well, what I thought was really ironic was that they were like, you're going to need to isolate for the next 7 days. Now, I had a pretty tame fucking New Year's Eve, but I could have easily stayed in my house and isolated for the next 3 days after that. I can imagine coming off a fucking 4-day rave bender and just being like, you know what?
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to chill in my apartment and eat fucking KFC.
Just going to sweat this out.
Sweat, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they needed to tell them to like sit in their house for 7 days, but after a bender like that, I'm pretty sure that people were ready for it.
Yeah, quarantine masters.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, don't tell me. I know where I'm going.
Some of the things that I'm excited for 2021 are just the technological advancements. I think we're coming over in leaps and bounds, whether it's like space and like driverless cars. And California has given the go-ahead for commercial driverless delivery services for the first time. So, and we might see this actually on the streets this year. And they look super. I'm just showing you in a picture now. They look really cool.
Yeah, they do. Actually.
This is
pretty cute.
Pretty cute, and we're definitely moving towards that.
Do they have to like who fits inside that?
Nobody is driverless.
So there's not like a little midget driving that thing?
There's nobody. There's not a little Boston Terrier. There's not a little mouse, hamster powered. I'm not sure you understand technology very well, you know?
Nor do I with you, Alan. It took us 2 hours to fucking hook up 2 microphones.
That's and you were exceptionally helpful in this.
Thank you very much. I plugged them into mine just as you plugged them into yours.
And we both swore at them and hoped. But I'm excited about this stuff. I think it looks awesome. I think it's going to be a hot minute before it gets to Bonaire. I think we do have one service on island that delivers like food, and it is quite advanced. You WhatsApp them, and then within an hour and a half, boom, pizza on the doorstep. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was wondering where this is going because I also feel like that. It fucking pisses me off.
I'm ready to go to the driverless delivery service.
And then sometimes there's an extra charge, and you're like, what? There's an extra charge from this restaurant too? Like a $50 fucking pizza.
Yeah. And by the time they arrive, I think it's smart because you've had a few beers.
I'm so pissed off and hungry and drunk. I'm like, you know what? Give me the fucking pizza. Just go. Thank you.
Island problems.
Yes. Island problems.
All right. What else are we talking about, Mac?
I did have the bank that accidentally gave $37 million to a woman who was unknowing accepting it. I'm
assuming this was like an electronic transfer, not like in $1 bills and like.
Correct.
Here you go.
So the movement of money was so large that it had to be manually put into the computer. So it wasn't like just, it had to go through someone at the bank who was going to manually do this transfer. And the person fucked it up. Of course, you had one job, Ricky, and you fucked it up.
Too many zeros, Ricky.
Too many zeros.
Too many zeros.
He accidentally transferred it to this unknowing lady, and she looked at her bank account and was like, oh my God, I have $37 million and 1 cent. I'm rich.
Straight to KFC.
Yeah, no, she was just like, I'm going. Firstly, I love how her thought process was, though. She was like, did someone gift this money to me?
What a generous
Christmas person.
Present.
Oh, and then in her statement, she's like, and after I realized someone did not gift this money to me, I'm like, Jesus, how fucking daft are you? Who's going to give me $37 million?
I feel like the story you tell to the police and the newspaper is slightly different to the story that is going through your head. It's like,
well, she was
how far can I get and how quickly, and will they find me in Costa Rica?
She was an absolute legend / knob end. She gave it back immediately. So she gave it back, and all she was hoping for was a thank you from the person that was supposed to have it transferred. And I think that's bullshit. A lot of people online on Reddit and so on are saying, why didn't you keep it in your bank account and try and at least take the interest off it for a week?
Yeah.
That would have been very beneficial. But yeah, hindsight is 2020 and all of that.
Stick it straight into Bitcoin.
Let's stick it straight into another fucking bank account.
I thought I was transferring it back. Well, the thing is, with that kind of cash, you're not going to be able to move that. Like, you go to the ATM, you can get $500. I don't know what the limit of transfer and stuff is, like $5,000 before the bank goes, oh, you need to fill out a form. Like, you can't.
So how the fuck did the bank send it and not?
Well, because I guess someone
who was doing that same job fucked it up.
Yeah, is moving 36 million.
Yeah, so you just needed to find out someone and then give them $1 million and then just say, fuck it.
All these poor Nigerian princes have been like, they're probably going through exactly the same issue.
Yeah.
Like, please. I need you to take this 36 million. Like, oh, sorry.
Please
mate.
Just take my money.
Sorry, mate. Talking about sorry, mate. Let's head back down under. Let's go to Australia. There has been a spat of mispronunciation happening in Australia. And I'm gonna get, so this is in the horse racing. I'm gonna show you one of the horses' names, and I'm gonna get you to pronounce the horse's name and see how it goes. Okay, so I'll just here's the name.
Is your left finger totally over everything?
No. It's in between my fingers.
Loving the cock.
Yes. So that's the whole thing. That's really it. Well, essentially, there's two horses. One's called Loving the Cock, and there's also, what was the other one called? I'll find it in a second. So they've been cheekily named, and really shouldn't have got through the horse riding commission, and shouldn't have been put on the card. But the owners, so they both come from the same owner, are just saying that it's getting mispronounced. But yes, it is.
And how do they pronounce
suspiciously
it? It's difficult to repronounce something whenever you put it in word, right?
It's loving the cock and get on the cock. And the cock is spelled DEQOQUE.
And how do they say it should be pronounced?
Well, again, it's just written. It's
loving the cock.
It's not a video, so it's just spelled the same way.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's supposed to be pronounced like this, and it's the same word again.
Racing Australia statement says they are fully aware of the names and everything is above board, and they love the cock.
What else are we talking about, man?
Okay, this is a fun one from NASA. The Hubble telescope has captured a rare metal asteroid worth 70 times the global economy. Okay, so
how did they work that out?
That's $10,000 quadrillion. So I guess they've worked it out, the size, and
is it a giant diamond or something?
No, they've seen this before. It was actually first discovered in 1852, but the Hubble telescope has just given us like a closer look and a better idea of what it is. Scientists or NASA have guesstimated the weight, the size of it, and have been able to give so they know the composition of the asteroid and given a rough estimate. I'd say it's a pretty rough estimate.
Yeah, I would say so too.
The astronomical value of this asteroid. So it's made of where is it? It wasn't gold. It's mostly metal. But I think it said tungsten and nickel, I think was what it was made of. But 10 quadrillion it's 19 zeros. So it's one with 19 zeros after it.
You know you're hitting the big time whenever you got the 19 zeros.
Yeah. And that could basically buy Jeff Bezos 50 million times over.
Wow.
Take that, Jeff.
Yeah. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Jeff.
That cheeky little nugget is from the Planetary Science Journal.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
You are really expanding. I enjoy that, Alan.
There you go.
Meanwhile, on the BBC, I'm going to go through the obituaries of 2020.
Oh. Finish on a feel-good note.
On a feel-good note. Some of the best people you know have died this year. I didn't mean that in a nice way. In January, so it goes through it here. In January, we had Terry Jones.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
I fucking love Terry
Bit of
Jones.
a legend. In February, we had Kirk Douglas. Bit of a legend too. Spartacus and all of that. March, we had...
Way to summarize his career.
Yeah.
Spartacus and all that.
Name another 2 movies that Kirk Douglas was in.
Wasn't he a surrealist painter as well at some point? I'm pretty sure he was a famous surrealist painter.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was a cycling instructor. I don't know. What the other 2 movies was he in?
You're a son of a bitch.
Exactly.
We decided earlier we would not be relying on each other's memories.
Suck a dick. Kenny Rogers died in March, which I'm very sad about. April saw Honor Blackman, a famous Bond lady who died. Sorry. May, we had a few names. Also, we had Little Richard. We had Florian Snyder and an R&B singer, Betty White. June, we had, this is the big names for me, was Sir Ian Holm from Lord of the Rings.
The Borrowers.
Yeah. borrowers. Dame Vera Lynn and Carol Rayner from Ocean's 11. Also in July, we had Ennio Morricone, such a fantastic composer. In August, we had Chadwick Boseman.
That was probably the biggest surprise.
That was enormous, huh? And they kept it. He kept it so hush hush that it was ill for so long.
Whoa.
That I had that set off for Chadwick Boseman. September came with a couple of people I don't know. Kool and the Gang founder Ronald Bell, and a ton of other people. Jackie Stallone, mother of Sylvester. October, we saw.
Got excited about that one.
Yeah, Bobby Ball, Frank Bow, and
Bobby Ball from Cannonball. I saw them live in Blackpool once.
Really? How were
they were amazing.
Yeah,
like so funny. Yeah, old school funny, like kind of Vegas lounge, like just
good
old
crack.
School funny. Yeah,
and so Sean Connery. Also, we have influential rapper MF Doom, who has actually been making the news in the last couple of days.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, neither had I actually. Sorry. Oh God.
Can't go from Sean Connery to
MF Doom.
No, every it's all sad. Sorry.
And November was Des O'Connor. Jeffrey Palmer. And Bobby Brown Jr. And in December, we had Dame Barbara Windsor. I mean, sad list of people that we lost this year.
You missed Kobe Bryant was this year. Well, that seems like an age ago, I think.
He wasn't on the list.
Was that last year already?
Was it last year?
Yeah, I'll do a quick Google.
2019?
No, that was this year, January 26th.
Holy fuck.
Raise a glass to them.
Raise a glass to this oil.
Thank you for all the entertainment, the laughs, and whatever you put, all the creativity that they all put out into this world. Exactly. You made it a better place.
Exactly.
Entertainment's important, for sure. That's why we do what we do, because
just total entertainment, really.
Yeah. Are you ready for this one?
Go for it.
There was blood everywhere. This is from Denver, CBSLocal.com. Aggressive squirrels have been terrorizing, attacking New York residents for weeks. Okay. This is actually pretty gnarly. Like, it's not like a little nip on the finger. This is there's some squirrels that have been going hell for leather, like almost zombie, terrifying kind of
together
aggression.
Or one at a time.
It seems like it's one at a time, but it's happened multiple times. So I don't know if it's just one loco squirrel that's like going to town on people. But I've got a quote from Michelle Fredwick here. She's still bruised. Her bite wounds are still healing. She was attacked a week ago. And her quote goes, "You hear someone has been bitten by a squirrel, and you're like, okay, you got a little nibble. What's the deal? But this was like an MMA cage match, and I lost." We're wrestling in the snow, and there's blood everywhere, and my fingers are getting chewed, and it won't let go. Eventually, it just stopped, and there was a big, bloody mess. These squirrels are aggressive, and they're going after people, and the government are not taking it seriously.
Kill them all. Kill all the squirrels.
Here's the aftermath. I mean, that's a decent amount of blood.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of blood. Yeah. The snow makes it look worse, though.
That's true. So she says it's gone after her husband a couple of times as well. And he basically grabbed onto the plastic bag that I had, tried to climb up my leg, I was able to shoo him off. And then the second time is where the squirrel just lost it, got into it.
Lost his nuts.
Yeah, she was screaming like crazy. It just, I'm terrified of all the things that are going on in the world.
I'm terrified for the squirrel attacks now.
The New York City residents are being plagued by these.
For those of you who are listening who are about to, travel to New York City, just don't. Mm-hmm. There's killer squirrels.
Killer squirrels. All right, I think we're ready to wind up this week.
I think we are.
I'm gonna wind it up on a quick announcement. So I think the last few episodes I've done announcements from the wildlife services in the US. I've got one more announcement. I think we had the moose licking your car with that announcement. So this one is from why
didn't the moose just lick the road?
I think they were licking lots of things. That's why they had to make an announcement.
Sorry.
So this one comes from the U.S. Department of Interior. It's less of an announcement, but more of a confirmation. The Yellowstone bison cannot fly. They've had to they've had to make a really. Apparently, a photographer took a
flying image of a bison.
A bison that was like doing a little hop, and for some reason, the Department of Interior felt like they needed to confirm to people that bison are unable to fly.
The important things nowadays.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a Christmas happy little things.
Yeah,
like
I get it.
Santa's reindeer like magic, and they're not getting sprinkled with whatever.
Whatever chemtrails are going over there.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Happy New Year, guys. I hope it's take it easy.
I'm gonna try and polish off this last glass of Alan's.
Yeah, my vision's already going a little bit. My voice is coming back.
Potion. Oh my god!
All right,
it's pretty good, but it's definitely a fuck-upable offense.
I made that specifically for you.
Oh my!
Go fuck yourself. All right. Happy New Year, guys. Take care. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.